Come on in, honey. The lantern's lit, the veil's a little thin, and the wind's been dying to carry a few secrets your way. Welcome to Raven's Ramblings, where the shadows walk beside us and the past never stays buried, and a good spell can speak louder than a sermon. I'm Raven Nightingale, part healer, part hellraiser, keeper of the old ways and ghost stories alike. So pull up a chair and listen close. You never know what might be whispering in the dark. Welcome back, everyone, to Raven's Ramblings, your cozy corner of the craft, where we stir the cauldron, sip something warm, and talk about the old ways made new. Got your tea? Got your coffee? I got my coffee. So, winter is kind of here, but kind of not because I'm in Louisiana, so it's a little bit sketch sometimes. Um, but with that comes long nights and chilly winds and that craving for comfort and warmth, and not just in, you know, our actual physical existence. Okay, that's for our body. We crave that for our mind and for our spirit. So today we're going to step into the witch's pantry and talk a little bit about some herbs for winter wellness. Okay, these are some things I talked about in our last episode. And this goes along with some remedies that heal and soothe and protect us through the cold months. So grab that tea or coffee, settle in, and maybe this one will even smell a little bit like cinnamon and maybe feel like a good warm hug. Okay. So the witch's pantry isn't just a cabinet or a cupboard or a closet full of herbs and jars. All right. It is a living apothecary, a blend of kitchen and altar. Very, very high end kitchen witchery. Okay. And each herb carries its own personality, its own scent, story, its own spirit, if you will. And when we work with herbs and stuff, we are not just brewing teas or making salves and things like that. We're engaging with old friends, with healers, and with those kinds of guardians. So in winter, our pantry kind of becomes a sanctuary, a place of warmth and restoration and quiet power. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some herbs that are great for your body and your immunity, especially it's flu season. It started already. It started. So let's kind of start with some practical stuff. Keeping our body strong and healthy during these colder months. The big one that even mundane people know about is elderberry. All right. This is the queen of winter immunity. Her dark, sweet berries kind of they protect against cold and flu. Now, elder ask for respect. Okay, she is a sacred tree spirit, so keep that in mind when you go to harvest these things. And when you're using the berries, you would brew her as like syrup or a tea and just offer a quiet thank you. Okay. Because we do still want to take that time to pay the respect to where we're getting our spell ingredients or where we are getting our herbs and stuff. And then the next one would be my brain just flittered away there. Echinacea. So this purple coneflower boosts your body's defenses. A few drops of a tincture at the first sign of a sniffles can do amazing things for you. Okay. And these are things that you can buy from an herbal store, or you can order the dried plants and brew these things yourselves, or a lot of people sell these remedies already made and stuff. Just be careful of where you're getting them and make sure it is somewhere that's trustworthy. Another herb that's amazing this time of year is ginger. Ginger is very warm and fiery and full of vitality, and it clears out stagnation and it kind of ignites that inner fire in you. And it's very good at chasing away winter blues. And This one's important. It's very good for an upset stomach. Okay. And it's amazing in tea with honey and lemon. Now, this next one is not as sweet and loving, but it is very good for you. Garlic. Garlic is a classic protector, both magically and medicinally. It does strengthen your immune system while it wards off that negativity. So it really is a true blend of the mundane and kitchen witchery. Okay. And if you can handle the smell of garlic, you can hang a braid of garlic by the door for health and for spirit protection, which is probably where it came that vampires don't like garlic. So, some herbs for rest and emotional balance are also very, very important this time of year because winter can be very hard on the heart and mind. There is less sunlight, there is more stillness, and these herbs can bring a more emotional comfort and calmness. A lot of people do suffer from seasonal depression this time of year. I personally am the opposite. I get more depressed in the summer because of the heat, and I come more alive in the winter. But that is definitely not the case for everyone. It is usually people get a little more the winter blues, that kind of thing. So, something that's a little bit better for comfort and calmness would be chamomile. Chamomile is a gentle healer that soothes anxiety. It also helps invite peaceful sleep, and it's perfect as a tea before bed. And you can actually buy those kinds of blends at Walmart or your local grocery store. The next one would be lavender, which is amazing for calm and clarity and emotional release. You can burn it, you can brew it, or just keep a little sachet by your pillow, and it will help with your sleep and stuff. I personally, anytime I light a candle on my altar, just as one of my deity candles, I usually sprinkle a little bit of dried lavender on it. That's just me. Another great one for this time of year is lemon balm. It really is sunshine in leaf form. All right. It helps lift the spirit and quiet those racing thoughts. Okay. A great one that I think it's good. Rose. Yeah, rose. I know, even in winter, right? hmm Rose petals bring about emotional healing and heart-centered strength, and it is a reminder that uh, beauty endures, and whether that be physical or emotional beauty, whatever, and it kind of, to me anyway, it reminds me of the springtime that's right around the corner. So it's a very uplifting scent to me. It reminds me of my grandmother, so I love it. Now, some magical herbal uses for winter. Okay. So beyond healing, herbs carry those magical vibrations. They're a little more subtle, I feel like, than like crystals and charms and stuff, but they are very powerful energies that align beautifully with a more blasé, introspective winter mood. Okay. Burning cinnamon for warmth and prosperity. Now, if you have a fireplace, throw a stick of cinnamon on there and just let that burn and just breathe that in. It's just absolutely amazing. You can also add clove or nutmeg to charm bags for comfort and protection. What's another good one? Oh, rosemary. Rosemary and sage to clean your space of any stagnant energy. And a lot of people do spring cleaning. I do a spring cleanse and a winter cleanse and use things like this because I don't just do a physical cleanse. I try to do an energetic and spiritual cleanse at the same time. Another great one is orange peel. I love, love orange peel. Okay, keep a little orange peel on your altar for joy and renewal. And if you're getting those winter blues, just sniff it. It smells so good and it just brightens your spirit up, right? Now, you can also create something called a winter wellness jar spell. So, you would combine some herbs that represent healing and light and protection, seal it with a candle and a personal affirmation. Something simple, like super simple. You could say, I am safe, I am strong, and I am surrounded by warmth and light. Okay? It's just a quick, easy healing protection type spell for the winter. Super simple. And then you could keep that jar by your front door or in your bedroom or kitchen or wherever. Okay? So if you want to start something small, okay, if you want to start small, pick one herb, just one, and get to know it. Like, deeply get to know it. Like, smell it, taste it. Well, taste it if it's safe to taste. Always check for that. Don't be tasting the weird herbs. Those can get dangerous. But get to know it, research its lore, research its history, grow it if you can. If you have a little warm spot in your home and want to start a little miniature garden in your house that you could transfer outside in the spring, this is a perfect time for something like that. Now, this is more of a slow magic, all right? Because you are going to research it and just go fully immersed into that one particular herb. And it is the kind of magic that roots into your life and kind of grows with you. All right. And just remember, even something as simple as a cup of tea can become a spell when you stir it with intention. Okay. The spells do not always have to be complicated and elaborate. They can truly be something as simple as a cup of tea, really and truly. So, as the wind howls outside and you curl up under your warmest blanket, I don't know about y'all, but blankets are rule our house. We have blankets everywhere in our house. But just remember, let your herbs be your companions, those little whispers of the earth magic reminding you that even in the stillness of winter, life continues. And may your pantry stay blessed and your tea stay hot and your spirit stay bright through the long nights ahead. Until next time, my dears, stay cozy, stay witchy, blessed be. Bye.